Hi and welcome to this Pilates class today, and today we have an inner thigh theme. So this one is very burny, quite fiery, hard, but also really fun and rewarding. So thank you so much for being here. My name is Courtney and I hope you enjoy the class. So let's begin lying down on your back. We're just going to move your tailbone, your pelvis to get used to the little movements. So place your hands on your hip bones and try to keep them as still as possible. Now make your tailbone flat against the floor. Now with your hip bones staying still, try to stick your tailbone out towards the ground a teeny tiny bit. And then make your tailbone flat against the floor again. Tuck your tailbone up to the ceiling, not moving your hip bones too much. Tailbone flat against the floor. Stick your tailbone out a little bit. Tailbone flat against the floor. Tuck up to the ceiling. Flat against the floor. And just one more time, sticking out towards the ground. Flat against the floor. And tuck up to the ceiling. Flat against the floor. Good. Now relax your pelvic floor like you've just done a P. Now imagine that's the ground floor of a hotel. Now draw up to the first floor. Just a little bit of tension. Not much. You're not at floor 50. Just at level 1. Hold that. Keep your hips nice and wide. Now your chest. Try to stick your chest out toward the ceiling a little bit. Then pull your chest in to almost the middle. Now pull your chest in a lot to where your shoulders kind of lift up. Then put your chest at the middle. Stick your chest out, middle, in a lot, middle. One more time, chest out, middle, in a lot, middle. Beautiful. So now, bring both hands underneath your head. Make your tailbone flat against the floor. Your hips are nice and wide. Your pelvic floor is at level 1. Now try to lift your head and shoulders up, pulling your chest all the way in, and lie back. Exhale up. Inhale, lie. Exhale up. Inhale, lie. Good. Do your best to keep your tailbone straight, your hips nice and wide as your chest pulls in. Move at your pace. When you lie down, make sure your chest doesn't stick out. Keep it in the middle. We've got 3, 2, 1. Nice. Once your head is down, rest your arms by your sides. Press your feet flat into the floor and tuck your tailbone up to the ceiling without your hip bones moving too much. Press into your feet, lift your hips nice and high and pull your chest into the middle. Now roll down your spine, your bum comes down last. Tuck your tail up to the ceiling, press into your flat feet, lift your hips high with your chest in the middle. Now roll down slow. Lovely, go at your pace. Tuck your tail, press into your feet, squeeze high, chest in. Roll down. Just really making sure your chest doesn't stick out up to the ceiling when you're in the air. You tuck, you press, you lift and draw your chest in. 2 more. Feel free to exhale up and inhale down. Last one. Now lift up again into glute bridge. Make sure your chest stays in and try to keep your hips the same height the full time. Squeeze your bum strong. Open your knees as wide as you can without your hips dropping any lower. Then squeeze your knees towards one another, but they won't touch. Open wide, squeeze closed. Open wide, squeeze close. Keep your bum the same height. Keep your chest in the middle. Your tailbone feels tucked. Breathe. There's 3, 2, 1. Good. Now roll your spine all the way down, making your tailbone flat against the floor and your chest in the middle. Lift your legs to tabletop, knees above your hips, and splay your hands a wee bit wider, arms wide. Squeeze your legs together. Lift your right hip up toward the ceiling, up off the floor, and your knees will tilt to the left. Now bring that hip slowly back and pause. Now lift your left hip up off the ground, your knees will tilt to the right. Now bring that hip slowly back, then pause. Lift your hip, exhale. Bring it slowly back, inhale. Other hip. Slowly back. Good, keep that going. Press your hands into the floor firmly to keep your shoulder blades flat. Make sure your chest stays in the middle and your tailbone stays straight. One more each side. Lovely. Now placing your feet back down. You're going to lie your left leg flat to the floor. Lift your right leg high up to the ceiling. Your arms are still that little bit wider and they're splayed slightly. Stack your right hip on top of your left hip, nice and slow. Lower your leg down toward the other foot. Bring your right hip back onto the floor nice and slow. Then take your right leg wide and up. We've just drew a full circle. Let's do that again. Stack your right hip. Lower your leg slow. Take your hip back down. Take your leg wide and up. Stack your hip slow. Lower your leg slow. Lower your hip slow. Wide and up. Good. One more time. Stack your hip. Lower your leg. Lower your hip. Wide and up. Beautiful. Now lie your right leg flat and lift your left leg up. Breathe deeply as you go round the circle. Stack your left hip. Lower your leg down. Lower your hip. Take your left leg wide and up. Stack your hip, your tailbone is straight. Lower your leg, tailbone still straight. Lower your hip, tailbone straight. Leg wide and up, so the tailbone's always straight. Stack your hip. Lower your leg. Lower your hip. Wide and up. There's one more. Stack. Lower, hip down, wide and up. Lovely. Now resting both of your feet down, give your legs a little wiggle, breathe a deep breath. Okay, bring both hands underneath your head. Your legs to tabletop, your tailbone is straight and your chest is in the middle. Open your knees wide with your big toes touching, kind of like a diamond shape. Now cuddle up your head and shoulders, your chest is drawn all the way in. Straighten your legs to a diagonal and flex your feet. Then point your feet and bend to your diamond. Straighten and flex, point and bend. Straighten and flex, point and bend. Exhale, straighten and flex. Inhale, point and bend. Just go in at your pace. Do your best to keep your tailbone straight and your chest drawn in. One more. Good. Once you're back in, rest your feet and your head down. Then bring the soles of your feet together with your knees nice and wide, kind of like butterfly in yoga. Let your tailbone be straight and your chest in the middle. Now try to pick your right leg up into the air in this diamond shape, then lower it back down, then lift the left leg up into the air and lower down. So we're keeping this external rotation shape in the hip. Make sure your tailbone stays straight the full time. Don't let it change. That way we use the little muscles in the hip. 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Now lift both legs up, just take your time, into the diamond. We're going to try and lower the legs away and down as if they were trying to go back down to the floor, then pick both back up. You don't have to touch the floor because it's very heavy this, so just see what suits you. But you'll exhale away and down, inhale up. Keep your tailbone straight. This is very heavy, so you don't have to go down far. There's 2 more. Try and go at a slow pace. 1. Nice. And once you're back up, rest your legs. Give them a little stretch. And now come to lie on your side. Hope you're doing okay. Get a drink whenever you need it. Okay, so once you're lying on your side, lie on your arm, your head's nice and low. Your top knee is in at your chest, lying on the floor or your stomach. And your bottom leg, the straight one, is bent at a 90-degree angle. So just if you're not sure, I'm just going to turn. So say one knee's into my chest, the back leg is bent with your shin parallel to the bottom of your mat. Obviously you can't see that well, so just go by what you can feel. Your side closest to the floor that you're lying on, try and pull it up away from the floor like 0.5 centimetre. Not very much, because you don't want to hurt your hip. Your chest is in the middle. Your tailbone is straight. Good. Now try and lift your bottom leg, the one that's in that half square, that 90-degree angle, up and down. Can you keep your knee and your foot on the same level? So the foot isn't higher, or the knee isn't higher. If this is hurting your hip, get an extra mat, get a cushion. This can be quite nippy. I just want you to notice the muscle that's picking your leg up and down. So don't think about getting the leg up, the foot up. Think about squeezing that muscle a bit more, and it will lift your leg. 3, 2, 1. Now hold your leg in the air. Extend your leg straight to the bottom of your mat and lift your foot an inch higher. Then bend your knee and place down. Lift, extend, go a little bit higher. Bend and down. Lift, extend, go a bit higher. Bend and down. Lift, extend, go a bit higher. Bend and down. Last one, lift, extend. Now hold here. You're going to tap and lift, tap and lift. Don't think about lifting the foot. Use that little muscle in the inner thigh to squeeze, to squeeze. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. We're going to change sides. You can either place your head at the other side of the mat, or you can turn to face the other way. You lie on your arm, the top leg, that knee's in at your stomach, lying on the floor, and your bottom leg is bent like a 90-degree angle. Your side closest to the ground might draw up a tiny bit, and your chest is in the middle. Try to lift your bottom leg up and down. That's the one that's more behind you, not the one at your chest. Can you feel that your knee and your foot is on the same level? You're just trying to squeeze your inner thigh muscle. And that should lift your leg up and down for you. Don't think about lifting the leg, the foot. Squeeze the inner thigh. Three, 2. Now hold this one up. 1. Extend your legs straight, lift a bit higher, bend, lower down. Lift, extend, higher, bend and down. Doing good. Lift, extend, lift a bit higher, bend and down. One more. Lift, extend, lift a bit higher, bend and down. Okay, now lift, extend, hold. You're going to tap and lift. Tap and lift. Use the inner thigh. Breathe. Doesn't matter how high you go. It's just engaging the right spots. 2, 1, and rest. Well done. Have a little break, a little wiggle. We are very close to finished. Okay, so come to your hands and your knees facing the long side of your mat. I'll mirror you, so extend your left leg out to the side and stand up on your knee. Arms nice and wide. We are going to lean to your right, bringing your right hand to the floor, but making sure there's a lot of space between your hand and knee to fit your torso in. Don't be too close, be quite far away. Your hand is in line with your knee. Good. Reach your left arm up and squeeze your bum forward while pulling your chest into the middle. Now with your bum pushing forward, try and lift your left leg up and down. Don't let your bum fall back though. Keep pushing forward with the bum, and this will create a side leg lift rather than a forward leg lift. How slow can you go? Exhale up. Two more. Now hold your leg in the air. It doesn't have to be your highest height, and draw baby circles with your foot. Now go the other way, baby circles. And rest. We're going to change sides. Extend your right leg out. Rise. Lean to the side. Make sure there's plenty room for your torso to fit. Squeeze your bum forward. Pull your chest in. Lift your leg up. And down. Nice, 2 more. Now hold your leg in the air, baby circles. Other way. And rest. Good. So the hardest part is here. You're going to take your socks off if you've got any on. We're just going to need the grip. This is the last part. So let's go back to the first leg. Your left leg extends out. You rise up. And we lean over to the right, giving yourself plenty room for your torso. We press into your left foot nice and strong. We press into your right hand. Make sure your chest is in the middle. Try to lift your right knee up to tap the other knee and down. You don't have to tap the knee. You could lift up just a tiny bit. You don't have to come all the way up. Exhale up. Inhale down. Or just do tiny little pulsy lifts. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Change sides for me. Give plenty room. Strong into your right foot, strong into your left hand. Your chest is in the middle. Hover your knee up as much as suits you and down. Three, 2, 1, and rest. Good. Roll your hands. A few deep breaths. We're just going to have a wee stretch to finish, but that is us. Little quick inner thigh workout. Full body. So come to your hands and your knees. Move through some cat-cows. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Nice. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling, breathing in. Thread the needle, breathing out. Reach under and lie nice and low. And reaching back up, breathing in. Bring your right hand to the floor as you breathe out. Now the left side, left arm up, breathing in. Thread the needle, breathing out. And reaching back up, breathing in. Bring your hand back to the mat, breathing out. Wider knees, sitting back to child's pose with your arms nice and long. A few deep breaths. Nice, and rising up. Hips to floor, shoulders back, hanging cobra. and release. That is us. Well done. Thank you so much for being here. If you liked it, let me know. What would you like to see next? And yeah, just have a good day. See you later.